Hello, good morning. Or for me, it is Friday, September 29th, and I am starting my Athens cardigan V-neck. The pattern is by Soup Knits, also known as Mon Mi Choi on Ravelry. And I thought I would do a little bit of a project diary for this project since it's a pretty involved cabled cardigan sweater that I'm hoping to get done in just a few weeks and wear to a pumpkin patch. So I'm starting my swatch. I'm about halfway through the swatch for this pattern, and I've already run into some issues with this pattern. To start off, before I even began, I should also say I'm knitting it with one strand of Knitting for Olive Merino in the colorway Copper, then one strand of Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk in the colorway 24, which I believe is Light Rust. So these two together are really nice, and they make this nice fabric with some color texture. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing the tomato soup core or cowl with this project. So yeah, I'm very excited about it, but the first issues I've run into, first of all, before I even began the project, I had my yarn in a project bag, which has a drawstring, and I left it overnight. I thought I was gonna swatch for it, but I didn't get into it, and so I just left it sealed on my couch overnight, and my cat still got into it. So luckily he really only messed with one skein of the Knitting for Olive. So I have this mess that still has like a bunch of cat hair and human hair tangled up in it, and then the rest of this little ball. So I'm hoping my boyfriend, whose cat technically this is, we share our cats, but technically he owns Kepler, the boy black cat, and I own Fig, and Kepler did this. So I've left a note that says, "Your cat did this, please fix," and I am putting it on his desk. So hopefully by the time I need my sixth ball, it will be untangled for me. So that was the first problem I ran into. The second is I'm a little bit off gauge right now. So this is supposed to be 16 inches wide, and I'm coming in at about 16 centimeters wide. I'm coming in at about 18 centimeters. My row gauge is really good, but the stitch gauge is quite off. So I think I am just gonna end up sizing down in the pattern to a size small. I want to finish my gauge swatch and block it to see really how off gauge I am. But right now I'm a little bit concerned about that. I've also already gone down 2 needle sizes to a US 4 from the recommended US 6, and Kepler is actively trying to get into the yarn. So yeah, I'll check back in once this gauge swatch is finished and blocked with what I'm going to do, and then we'll cast on. So I'm really excited. I think it's gonna be such a nice fall piece. I'm loving these like diamond cables with some moss stitch, and then there's just a normal cable section, and then some sections of moss stitch, and these nice little divider sections as well. So it's so beautiful, and yeah, we'll work out the little kinks we're experiencing and get started fully soon. Good morning. It's Saturday, September 30th. I finished my swatch yesterday, blocked it, let it dry, trying to get it good, not too backlit. It's really nice. I, as expected, am pretty off gauge. This is supposed to be like 16 inches wide, and it's 20. It's a little bit long too, but I think that if I was originally going to make the medium, which would be a bust circumference of 118 centimeters. My bust is 94 for reference, and I'm gonna make an extra small, which normally has a 98 centimeter bust, but if I did my math right, I'll end up right at like 119 after accounting for my gauge differences. I don't really know how to achieve gauge. I don't know why I'm struggling with gauge so much with this pattern. Maybe I'm using the drops brushed alpaca silk, which I think technically is like, I don't know, online it said it was an Aran weight, but it's just a normal fluff. I went and looked on Ravelry, and a lot of people use it as a mohair substitute. So I don't know if it's that or just like a combination of I am kind of a bit of a loose knitter. Maybe they used a lighter fingering and then a lighter mohair. And so gauge differences are pretty intense. I've also already gone down to a 3.5 millimeter from a 4 millimeter. So I don't really want to keep going down to knit a whole sweater on like a 3 millimeter needle. That doesn't sound fun. So I'm just gonna stick with this, make the extra small, and I think it'll work out. So here is where I actually am on the sweater. So I cast on last night after I let this dry and I measured it. So I'm working on the back panel right now. This will be the neck and then shoulders. Just finished all the increases, so now I'm just working back and forth. I have tons of little stitch markers going on. I'll insert a clip of it just laid out as well. But I'm feeling good about it. Yeah, I just have to go down for about, I think like 60 rows, and then I'll start on the fronts. So we're making progress. Hello, I figured I'd give you a quick update about my progress on my Athens cardigan. So ignore, that's Giovanni the raccoon in the background. So hopefully he's not too distracting. I'm almost done with the back panel. Oh, not panel, just the back to the armholes. I don't know if you'd call this a yoke. So it's falling about there on me. This is the start of the armholes. Oh, it's so cute. It's beautiful. I'm feeling good. Got all of my stitch markers. I finished my first ball of the alpaca yarn and joined the second as far as the fluffy part. And yeah, I'm on row 46, about to start 47, and there's 66 rows in the back panel. So I might be able to finish the back panel tonight, and it's Sunday, October 2nd, or 1st, I should say as well. So I might get through the back panel in just one weekend, and then that'll bode well for finishing this in time to get to a pumpkin patch. So yeah, it's so pretty. I'll enter some B-roll as well so you can actually see it laid out, because it's very hard to show the sweater or the panel while it's backlit, but it's looking great. I'm loving all of these here, all the details. The small stitch panel, so good. So yeah. Hello, I just wanted to check in. It's the end of Sunday, October 2nd evening, and I've finished the back panel. So here she is. She's looking really good. I have it on a bumper cord, which my cat is trying to get. I don't know why I'm personifying this knit as a woman, but I am. I know, there's little strings. So I'm feeling really good about it. I did a quick steam block as well, just to let the cables open up a little bit, let the moss stitch relax, and just to see where I am measurements wise. So I'm 62 centimeters wide across the back, and then 23 centimeters long. So if I were on gauge, that would be really bad, but based on my, sorry, I think it just got blurry but hopefully it's fine now. If I were on gauge or aiming to be on gauge, that would be bad, but based on my modified gauge, that's perfect. So, well, pretty perfect. 63 centimeters will give me about an all-around bust circumference of 126. I'm aiming for about 120, so it'll be a little bit bigger, but all things considered, I'm pretty happy about it. And then the length, I have 2 extra centimeters lengthwise. So I think it's gonna be fine as well. That'll give me the armhole depth I need for the medium, because I am knitting the extra small, so it's nice to have that extra arm depth there. And I think that the V-neck depth is going to be okay too. 2 centimeters over 66 stitches is not super off gauge, so I think it's gonna be fine. Yeah, I can also always make sorry, there's a hair in my mouth. I can always make the neck or the button band a little bit wider to make sure that I have an appropriate neck depth. So yeah, yay. I'm gonna put it down now. It's about 9 o'clock. And pick it up tomorrow to do the lateral braid along the shoulders. Oh, cat is trying to get me. So a lateral braid will go along the shoulders or along the whole top, and then cat is attacking the little barber cord, and then I will start the right front. So, oh, she's so pretty. I switched out the blanket that's on our couch to kind of be a similar color, so I'm really loving this orange color right now. So okay, yeah, I'll sign off. I think I'm getting kind of rambly, but I will update you with my progress tomorrow. Good night. Hello. I figured I'd give a quick little update on the sweater. It is the evening of Monday, October 2nd. I got out of the shower a little while ago, so hair's a little crazy and I'm wearing comfy clothes. So I hope you will excuse that, but this is the reality of how I knit the majority of the time. So this is where I'm at. It's getting hard to hold up. Oh my gosh. I might insert some footage as well, but I have the whole back panel done. I added on the lateral braid, and then I have the stitches live here for the neckline, stitches for the left front on this side, which still has yarn attached in this little bag, and then I am working on the right front. So it'll end up like this. But yeah, it's looking good. I think the fit is going to be very good. Like I said before, it's 62 inches across, centimeters across. Oh my gosh, that'd be bad in inches, but no, centimeters across. So I'm feeling confident about the back piece. This is turning out pretty good dimensionally as well. I decided I didn't need to change the increase rate on the side, so I'm just doing increases as the pattern suggests, and I'm not too concerned about the V-neck depth. And then what else do I have to say? Not too much else. I think it's going well. This is another project that my cat loves. She loves to nap on my knitting if she can. I like to think that she thinks she's knitting because she'll knead on it. So I feel like in her head she's like, I'm doing what mom does. So I took a little video. I'll probably insert a little bit of that, of her playing with it, or not playing with it, but napping with it. The other one, Kepler, the kitten, likes to play with my knitting, which is not appreciated, especially with the yarn. So yeah, it's going well. I might be able to finish this panel tonight. I'm not trying to speed knit, but I only have 30 rows left on this panel. I started it earlier today and I'm basically almost done. Well, a little more than halfway. So we'll see. We'll see what I get up to tonight, but feeling confident, and it's really pretty. I posted a photo of it on Instagram as well, and a lot of people really liked it. So not that that fully matters what other people think of my knitting, but it is always nice to have other people be like, oh my gosh, that looks so great. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna enjoy my evening with my comfy clothes on. I just started a new show. We'll see how I like it. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, it is now the evening of Tuesday, October 3rd, and I'd said yesterday I probably wouldn't get a lot of knitting time in today because I was going to the office, but I woke up this morning and I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I woke up and I was sick. My boyfriend was sick last week, so it makes sense that I would catch it. I'm just glad he's feeling a little bit better so that he can kind of take care of me now after I took care of him last week. And sorry if it's going in and out of focus. I don't know what's happening with the camera, but hopefully this is usable footage. So because I was sick, I stayed home from work. I worked from home and had a little bit more knitting time because of that, cutting out the commute, using my breaks to knit, all of that good stuff. And you can see the thread. I have joined all the pieces. So it's on a needle that's a little bit too small. Like the cord's a little bit too small, so I can't fully spread it out. Maybe I'll switch it tomorrow. But it's looking really good. It's hitting pretty much right where I want right now. I've still got a few more increases to go, but it's looking great. This is so exciting to have joined, and now it was getting very chaotic with the 3 panels. So I'm glad that now I'm just back to 1 panel and I just have to, work the body until it's long enough, basically. So definitely got a ways to go. I'll calculate tomorrow how many of these kind of diamond repeats I want before I do the ribbing, but exciting. I also tonight, I'd showed earlier this week that one of my balls of Knitting for Olive had been taken over by a cat, and oh my gosh. Okay. One of my balls of Knitting for Olive had been taken over by a cat, so I finally unraveled the huge knot that was in that ball and caked it up. So this is now usable as well. So pretty productive evening despite being sick. I guess maybe because of being sick, I didn't really feel like doing anything else. So got a lot of knitting done, and now, just gotta work the body and the sleeves and the button band. So still a lot of the bulk of the knitting is still ahead of me, but now that everything's joined and I'm there's only like 3 sections left of the pattern, I'm halfway through the pattern sections wise, and there's no more charts. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so close. Still a long way to go, but it's exciting still. I mean, look at it. It looks really good. I haven't seen the back yet. Yeah. Looks great. It's cozy. And yeah, let's not wrap me up in yarn, but here's a little shot of it not on my body with all of my cute little stitch markers dangling off of it. And yeah, so we'll pick it back up tomorrow, and I'm very excited to go to bed, get some rest, hopefully feel a little bit better in the morning. And is there anything else I want to say? I don't think so. Yeah, no, I'll just update you tomorrow with how much progress I get done. From here on out, the updates will probably be slow, a little bit slower, because I don't need to update how much progress I've worked on the body every day, because it's probably going to take a few days, at least maybe a week, to just work through body. So I don't know, I'll put a progress keeper at some point and update you when I feel like I've made some good progress. But yeah, excited. And I'm really liking this project bag too. It nicely zips up, and there were no incidents overnight with the cat getting into the bag. And yeah, everything is good in the knitting world. So yeah, I'll see you, if not tomorrow, very soon with another update. For you, it'll be a couple seconds, but maybe a day or so. All right, bye. All right, I'm trying on again. I have a little bit more length done and I changed the cord so that I can get a more accurate try on, and yeah, I've got about an inch under the sleeves now and it's looking good. I think I want like 2 more of these diamond repeats, which each diamond's about 9 centimeters, so that'll give me 18 more centimeters, and then there's a 12 centimeter rib that'll end up hitting, let's see if I can back up enough. Of course I'm wearing all black, but I'll end up hitting like right below my hip bones, which I don't know, that might be kind of long. Maybe I could do like 1.5 more diamonds, but I'll do one more diamond and see how I feel. But yeah, it's looking good, and I have just one more increase left, and then I'm just working down until I'm ready to stop working down. So feeling good about it. This moss stitch panel just looks like so good. I think moss stitch is becoming my favorite stitch pattern after this and the Kalani blouse that I just finished, which was all over moss stitch. So yeah, looks good. I will probably update you in a few days. I should say it's the midday, Wednesday, October 4th. I've had a few webinars at work, so I've been able to get some progress done while I'm watching those. So that's good. We'll see how much more progress I get today. And again, probably update in a few days once I have some actual interesting progress to show, because at this point it's just slowly adding on. So yeah, see you soon. Bye. All right, I am quite a lot further. So last time I talked to you, I was at this stitch marker. So I've made, I should have measured before, but about 9 centimeters of progress. I added another one of these diamond repeats, and now I am faced with a dilemma about the length. So I just posted an Instagram story to see what the community thinks. I also am gonna ask a couple people in my life about the length. I'm debating between adding another diamond, which is gonna be about 9 centimeters, and then doing the ribbing, which would make it hit right about here, like pretty much right where my leg creases in, or my leg starts. I don't know, my hip, I don't know, but whatever, like right here is. That's about the length that the pattern recommends, but I'm not sure if I like that length for my body shape and the way I want to wear this cardigan. The other option would be to just start ribbing now, and it would end, it's 12 centimeters of ribbing, so it would end pretty much right at my hip bone, which is about here. So debating those two things.
Or I'm serious, third option is like only doing half of a repeat of the diamond and then doing ribbing. Maybe I'll look on Ravelry Speaking once done that, and if it looks okay. Yeah, kind of stuck on that one, but you know, overall I'm really liking it. Back looks good too. I feel like, here's my dilemma. If I make it, what I want to wear this with is gonna, I almost exclusively wear high-waisted bottoms, and so I wear this with high-waisted jeans for a more casual look, sometimes high-waisted leggings like I am today. Honestly, this is one of the shirts I want to wear this cardigan under. So yeah, high-waisted pants, so I'm never worried that this isn't gonna be long enough to cover me. And then I also want to wear it with over some dresses I have, and then over a skirt I made recently actually. So I feel like for that, the more cropped look is better. I also like, you can probably tell I'm a lot wider in my hips than up here, and I don't want this cardigan to like be nice and oversized and then like hit my hips and just like turn into a sack. So I think that like my widest part here is 110 centimeters, and this should have 120 centimeters of ease. But if I sat down for the needles for ribbing and do ribbing, it might cinch in a little bit at the bottom, so it still might end up cinching at the hips, which I don't like. But I also am concerned that like this wouldn't be long enough for what I want either. So I wish there was like a middle ground, but I don't know how half of the diamond repeat would look. So I'm kind of, we'll see what the verdicts are. I'm just going to put this project on hold for the day, think about it a little bit. Yeah, get some opinions. Maybe now I'm not going to start the sleeves. That would be ridiculous. It's only one day. I can calm down. But yeah, I don't know. It looks good overall. I'm very excited. And I'll probably, both out of laziness, not necessarily laziness, just like less knitting is nice when I'm not on a deadline for this, but I do want to wear it to a pumpkin patch, and those are seasonal. So I mean, adding another 9 centimeters and then the ribbing versus just going straight to the ribbing does cut off some time. This is like a 26 row repeat, so 26 rows across 250 stitches or whatever it is about. We'll add some time to the project. But I also don't want to be lazy with this garment. So that's not the only reason I'm thinking of cropping it. It's not even a crop. Like to me, this is cropped. Like down here, I mean, it'll be longer than my shirt. So I don't know, but I do like
So yeah, I think I'm getting kind of rambly, but I'm at a good spot right now. I'm really happy with it. There'll be some clips of me knitting it. It's been a little, not slower, I still have done this really quickly, but my cat, who's right here, oh, this is Kepler. He had dental surgery yesterday. He had to get 3 teeth removed, and they actually had to like do an incision to get them out, so you can see his little poodle paw. He has been super lovey yesterday and today, just recovering from anesthesia, and he's on some pain meds, so I've been a little bit slower than I normally would, just taking care of him, giving him some love. And my other cat, Fig, is very upset that he's getting more attention, so I've had to give her more attention because he's getting more attention. So I've gotten a lot done, but just a little bit less time in the evenings to work on this project as I'm dealing with cat mom things. So yeah, we'll see how quickly I can finish the rest of it and how much, I don't know, we'll see what I decide on the length and everything. So I'll come back at some point today or tomorrow with an update of what I've decided to do and the implementation of that decision. But yeah, I think this helped. I think that I am thinking I'll crop it after this. Like, I don't have a lot of reasons in the why I shouldn't crop it category. Like, it's just because the designer said so, and like, that's not, I have to wear this, the designer doesn't. So hello, it's the morning of Monday, October 9th, and I have a very exciting update. The body is done. We're off the needles. So here's a look. I thought that this was a better angle for showing. It's maybe not the best, but you get the idea. It's off the needles. It's hitting pretty much right at my hip bones. I did a quick steam block, so I just wanted the cables to relax a little bit before I picked up for the sleeves, so I don't make the sleeves super long. I shortened the ribbing a little bit. I shortened it by like 3 centimeters. I was debating a lot about the length of the body, and I wanted to get to this element of the cables. So I looked at the pattern itself. I was kind of debating the length in some of the last clips I filmed and was looking at the sample, and it ended like exactly here where the diamond was starting to go back in, and there was a cable right before going into the ribbing, and I decided I really like the look of that. But I do want to wear this over dresses, and I exclusively wear high-waisted pants, so it makes the most sense for me to have a slightly more cropped, I mean, this isn't cropped, it's hitting at my hip bone, but shorter length in my sweaters and other garments. So I decided to just shorten the ribbing by about 3 centimeters to get a little bit more, or a little bit less garment that way. So, yep, and then steam blocked it. I'll pick up for the sleeves in a minute. I'm a little bit concerned about losing yarn chicken. I was not expecting to play any yarn chicken in this, but my drops brushed alpaca, which I realized this whole time I've been saying is the color pale rust. It's the normal rust. I don't know what I did. I thought I'd ordered pale rust, but I have color 24, which is just rust. So I went, basically I only have about 3 balls left of the brushed alpaca, which is 140 meters per ball, and I bought 8 balls, so I've used 5 balls and a little bit more. I just dipped into the last one, so let's say 5 1/4 balls just on the body, and I still have 2 sleeves and the button band, so a little bit worried about running out. So I just preemptively bought some more. I live in the US, so drops is pretty hard to get, so I figured I would rather just order it now so that if I need it, it is already on the way, because it's gonna take like 2 weeks to get to me. So hopefully, honestly, the best situation is I do need it and it arrives quickly, and so by the time I need it, I have it, because I don't want to just have 2 extra balls of mohair alternative in my stash in this like rust color. I'll find a use for them if that happens, but hopefully I didn't it was like $20 with shipping for these 2 balls of yarn. So hopefully I actually need them. But I didn't want to leave that down to the last minute decision where I'm like, oh shit, I can't finish this and I have to wait 2 weeks. And, you know, I'm trying to finish this by like mid to late October so I can wear it to a pumpkin patch. And so I need yarn for it. So I think I made the right call in just ordering it, and hopefully it arrives quickly and I use it. But we will see. But about to pick up for the sleeves. I'm loving it. I like doing just a little bit of a steam block. Open up the cables quite a bit, and it just feels really soft and cozy and like nice and light still. So enjoying that and ready to move to the next step. Good morning. It is the morning of Wednesday, October 11th, and exciting news. Let me find the right side. We have a sleeve, a whole sleeve. Let me put this guy on to show you. Sleeve. So yeah, I just finished this. I still have this big tail to weave in from the Italian bind off, and things are going well. I did heavily modify the sleeve actually. It was supposed to be kind of reverse stockinette with some slipped stitch motifs like this, and I just thought, I think that because my gauge is so off, the moss stitch panel is a lot wider on my sweater than the original design, and I just thought that there was like too much broken up between the sleeve, which went back to reverse stockinette, which kind of pulls from like the reverse stockinette here and these slip stitches, but it was just too broken up by the moss stitch, and it was like adding another element when this sweater already has so many. I think in the original, the reverse stockinette sleeve does look really nice, but just, I don't know, I really wasn't liking how it was looking on my sweater. I think because of how wide the moss stitch panel is, and I really just wanted something that continued out from the current design, and so I chose to just do moss stitch. This part has been like blocked, well, steam blocked, but it's been blocked, so it does look a little bit different. So I just did moss stitch. I did do a slip stitch and twisted stitch motif up the top of the sleeve that pulls, it like aligns perfectly with the one that goes along the shoulders. So I think that adds some nice visual interest and ties it in together more. And then I did my ribbed cuff. And yeah, I don't know, I really was not liking the reverse stockinette. I did like 20 rows in that. And I was like, oh. And yeah, I think I also had to heavily modify my decrease rates and the length of the sleeve just because of my gauge differences. So I did decreases every 5 rows, and I think it's every 8 at least. No, every 10 rows. So I did double the amount of decrease rows, but I did less rows. So yeah, I'm enjoying the way it looks. I think now I'm going to switch to the button band actually before I do the next sleeve. I am pretty certain I'm going to run out of the alpaca yarn. So I've already ordered more, and it's already shipped. It's already on its way from the UK. So hopefully I can get that by like early next week, maybe mid next week. And I think if I do the button band right now, I'll definitely have enough yarn to finish the button band, and then I can really focus on finishings if I do run out of yarn and have to wait. So, you know, I can sew on the buttons and weave in all my ends so that when my yarn gets here, I just have to do a sleeve or half a sleeve or however far I can get with the yarn I have. I have one unopened or untouched ball, and then I went into a new ball by like a quarter for this sleeve. So I have 1 1/4 balls left, and when I started the sleeve I had 2 and like a little over a quarter, like 2 9/10 of a ball. So the sleeve only uses like about 1 1/4 balls, which is good, right? Did I do that math right? I think so. Yeah. I mean, the sleeve uses about a little bit over 1 ball of yarn, basically. And so I could either finish this other sleeve and have to wait for everything on the finishings, or I could do the finishings or the button band right now so I can sew on the buttons and then have to wait on the yarn. So I think I'm gonna do that. So I'll check back in once I have that button band started. Maybe I'll just wait till it's finished, but you'll hear from me momentarily for you, maybe a couple days for me. So, bye. Hi, look what we have. A completed button band. I actually finished this yesterday. It's Thursday, October 12th. So I finished the button band yesterday on Wednesday. Started it and finished the first sleeve. So yesterday was a very productive day, but I finished it at like, I don't know, 10 o'clock, and I'd taken a shower. I've also like, I get eczema in the fall and it itched my eye a lot that day, so didn't feel like being on camera, but now it is the next day and it's looking so good. The button band really added so much, and there's supposed to be 5 buttonholes. I decided to just do 4, and honestly they're not the cleanest buttonholes. They're just made with a yarn over, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I kind of modified as well how big the button band was, so they're kind of close to the edge, but I think once the buttons are on, it'll be very nice, and I'm very happy to have that done and to start the sleeve. I actually might have plenty of yarn for the last sleeve. I have about 1.25 skeins of the alpaca yarn that I'm worried about running out of, and I think this skein used just over 1 skein of yarn, or this sleeve used just over 1 skein of yarn. So I might have ordered 2 skeins of yarn for nothing. But that's okay. I can make accessories. I think I'll have an entire ball of the knitting for olive yarn left. So I'm thinking like maybe some nice mitts or something with that extra yarn. If I do not need it. At the very least, I ordered 2 balls, so I will at least have like an extra ball of yarn, honestly. So it's gonna be good, and hopefully I can honestly polish this off this weekend. It's just 1 sleeve, and I think the last sleeve took me like 2-3 days, and it's Thursday, so by Sunday evening I should hopefully be on the blocking mats as long as I have enough yarn. So yeah, I'll check in with you maybe when it's done. This might be my last whip update, so cool. That's exciting. Yeah, I'll see you soon. And there's a string, so there's a cat. Of course there is. Okay, bye. Good morning. It is Saturday, October 14th, and I'm finished with all of the knitting. Bound off mere seconds ago, honestly, maybe less than a minute ago, on this sleeve. And so I've got 2 sleeves, a button band, and a body. So I'm gonna spend some time weaving in the ends and then block this guy. I'm so happy, and ended up not playing yarn chicken at all. I think I still have half a ball of the alpaca silk, and I have 2 more balls on my way. I also have probably 1.5 balls of the knitting for olive, so I'm gonna have to figure out some nice tomato soup accessories with those. But you know, I played yarn chicken with a lot of my last few garments, so I'm happy this time to have just had enough. Even though I had that stressful moment, it's always nice to just be able to focus more on the fit and the look of the garment rather than also having to consider, am I going to run out of yarn? So that was very nice, and here's a full look. It's so cute. So I've steam blocked the body, so it's got a really nice stripe right now. I'm going to wet block it later. Sleeves have not been steam blocked yet, or blocked at all, and it's interesting the texture difference. You can even, yeah, you can see on the camera, like this is just, the stitches are almost smaller and it's just a lot more relaxed than this. The texture, like the feeling's also different, so definitely want to block this guy. And I will say, you might notice on the cuffs, on this cuff, I did up to here with a 16-inch circular, which it was kind of stretching it. I could do it, but I was stretching it. And then I was figuring like, maybe this is stretching it too much. Let me try my 9-inch metal circulars. And so I was doing just this middle part with the 9-inch circulars, which didn't stretch it, but were really hurting my hands. So I switched back to the 16-inch, so it has a weird flare thing. The ribbing isn't very clean there. This sleeve I decided to just do magic loop on, so it's very consistent. Hopefully, it's also different sizes. I don't know why. Hopefully, this blocks out and it looks nice, but overall, oh, so cute. I'm also a little bit worried about the first buttonhole is here. And so when I button it, oop, and there's a cat. This is Fig. And so when I button it, it'll still be kind of low. So we'll have to conquer that when we get to it. And she's interested in all the ends I need to weave in. So I'm gonna go do that now. Yay. Hello. Felt only right to come back to where we began this video and sit at my desk, even though it's a Sunday. So it's Sunday, October 15th, and I sewed on the buttons this morning, finished drawing last night, and so sewed on the buttons, and it's a cardigan. It's done. Here, let me back up, show you how it looks. I love it. It's so comfy, it's so soft, it's perfectly oversized. Like, as I wear it, it kind of starts falling off this one shoulder, which I really like. It hits basically just at my hip bone, so that's perfect. The buttons are the only thing I'm not crazy about. Give me your opinion on the buttons. I might want to change them out for something that is a little bit darker and less shiny so that it matches the cardigan better. But here's the back. So cute. Are you kidding me? So I will film some more footage of this when I'm at the pumpkin patch, the whole goal for making this sweater. So you'll see more of it, but just wanted to add in a quick clip the day of finishing it to add my first impressions. And my first impressions are like, keep catching glimpses of myself in the mirror with this on and being like, ooh, look at those cables. Like, cables look so crispy. This looks like I bought this at the store. It feels like I bought this at the store. It's stunning. So yeah, probably the next thing will be a little montage or some clips of the sweater in action. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and knit a cabled cardigan. Why not? It's fun. It's scary at first, but then you have this. So no, make one for yourself. Okay, bye.